Hi, I'm John James. I'm from Beloit, Ohio, and we're talking about my Vistabule camper. So this is number 346. We bought this used. Actually, we've only had it for 2 weeks, so this is our second time out with it. So we're really learning how to use this because our Bushwhacker we had for 3 years and it was set up perfectly for what we wanted. But now our daughter gets to enjoy that while we have this. Just some of the things we really liked about the Vistabule was just how open it was. I think watching Sam Olt's video, we saw what he did with that window. I'm not brave enough to do that, but we like this. And actually a year after we bought our Bushwhacker, we saw Brian's Cosmo Weems video. And so we started watching Cosmo Weems and we saw where he was going, what he was doing, how he lived in this thing. We said, you know what, this is when we retire, this is what we're gonna get. We're gonna go out. And then we said, why wait till we retire? So we ended up getting this from a lady up in New Hampshire. So she took care of it and now it's ours. So we're the stewards until the next people take it from us. Just some of the features we really like is that the windows, it's kind of an interesting design how you pull this out and give it a twist and then open it up and it latches in these little notches here. So that, we like that because when we can have these wide open when it's raining, which is nice. The other thing is, and we use this probably more when we're outside of the vestibule than when we're inside, because we can be standing out here, set a drink on here, set a plate on here. When you're camping, it seems like you're up and moving an awful lot. At least we are. So that's been great for us. So we love those tables and that thoughtfulness of this. And it's kind of nautical, with the porthole window. We like that. And the other thing that I don't know how they did it, even though this seems to be a smaller footprint than the Bushwhacker, it seems like it has so much more storage space. And part of that, I think, is, how we went down and below the floor. This front well here with quite a bit of storage. And then when you look at this underfloor storage, it goes clear back to right here where this back wall is linking up with the galley. So you really have storage from here to here. I mean, that's a lot of storage. These little chairs, we can put a couple of those in there, all of our tables. So it's been great. This comes out. I know you guys have all seen this before. So that just pops out and these come down in just a couple seconds. Our bed's ready to go. And what's interesting about this one, this was actually the first one, according to the lady we bought it from, this was the first one with the split seat. So when you look at this is actually 2 different mattresses. And the futon comes up half there and half over there. I do a lot of solo camping. My wife is with me, she's over there, but I do some solo camping, especially on business. And so for me, it will allow me to keep one side up, one side down, and not be making that switch in the evening. We've set out, for sunset. Actually, when we first brought it home, we set out and watched the sunset in our driveway. And it was just fantastic. And with the portholes opening and with the max fan and these windows opening. And then the other thing is we've got these ports up here, these vents that open. And so there's never really any issues with getting enough airflow in there and avoiding condensation. We've got the shade up here that comes down. And I will say this, it's the white one, the complete white one. We'll get the blackout one. There's a lot of light that comes in through this. So anybody that's looking at these, if you're thinking, well, I don't want to spend the $195 extra for the blackout shade, spend the $195 extra. And so we're going to go ahead and run up to the mothership next year and get a few little things done, like having that put in and just a few little things. We're going to get some new LED lights for up here, things we could probably do ourselves, but you know what? If you get a chance to visit the factory, why wouldn't you? This model does have the Propex furnace in it, the propane furnace, and that will run off your 12 volt. So we do like a lot of fall camping, early spring camping, actually a little bit of winter camping. It's kind of nice. There's nobody out there in the campground. So the Propex is nice. Also has the 5,000 BTU Danby air conditioner. And that's great, except, you do have to have power. We're hooked up here to the power. We do take our generator sometimes, but with all the ventilation that we have in here, we really don't have a real big need for that. But it is nice to have it for those really hot days. It is meant to be used. I mean, this got filthy from everybody else's. Now, the Bushwhackers, of course, didn't get so dirty on the sides the other day because they're up much higher. But really, the clearance in here matches what I have with my Ford Escape. So they're evenly matched because, you know, if I had the Bushwhacker, and I love my Bushwhacker, but it was so high, but it didn't do me any good to have that high ground clearance because I was limited by my tow vehicle. I will say the Bushwhacker, it let us play around and do mods and completely make it our own. This one is Bert's, it's Bert Taylor's Vistabule, and every one of them is Bert Taylor's Vistabule. Now granted, he probably had some of the best ideas and designs ever for teardrops, but these are not the ones where you want to go start drilling holes through walls and doing things like that. Yeah, so coming to the back here, probably our favorite feature in here is, you know, right here with these 3 drawers. And I'll tell you, it's just, you know, have all this space in here. We've got so much stuff in here. And we're still trying to figure out where everything's going to go. I will never get rid of my Gerber cook set. These are the, I don't know if you've ever gotten anything from Gerber, but these are, you know, just a higher quality than what we have in our kitchen at home, I think. So yeah, we love this. And little things we've splurged on, like we got these little, they're copper and teak wood handled measuring cups, and they don't break down, but you know what? Sometimes you just want to have nice things, you know? And so it's always that compromise between space and nice things, so.
Tell me about this. I used to talk about this with Cosmo. Can you actually see through your trailer when you're driving?
Oh, this is the best thing ever. So we got to pick this up in New Hampshire, and we hop on the highway, and there's this guy tailgating me, but I can see him right there, and he whips around me really quickly. So, you know, had it not been for this window, I wouldn't have even known he was back there. I might have started over into the left-hand lane, but I knew he was back there. And so it's been really nice, especially if you're driving in metropolitan areas. Yeah, out here it's not such a big deal, but you get into, you know, driving through New York City where there's 5 lanes, it's really nice to know exactly what's behind you. The other thing I will say with Ford, with these Ford Escapes, the other thing that's nice, looking at that visibility, they have the trailer tow package that they have on here. You can enter in your trailer in the length and the height and the width, and it will adjust your blind spot monitors to compensate for the trailer, which I thought was very cool.
Now, how do you like the Dometic fridge?
Like I said, we've only used it 2 weeks. I just saw a guy down here that bought one. It's a split fridge freezer. So I really like the idea of that, but we like the Dometic. I mean, it's got a ton of room in here. You know, you can Bluetooth on your phone and change temperature. You know, you can see we're making s'mores later. But yeah, so far so good. You know, it runs on the 12 volt, runs on the 110. Seems to be pretty gentle as far as, you know, how many watts it's using all the time.
Did you ever see the Cosmo mod where he puts a little piece of rubber tubing off this?
I did. Now I will say what we're going to do, and again, we're kind of learning this, we will probably end up putting our wash sink out here, or wash them here, move them to, you know, a nice wash sink on here, and then use the sprayer to spray them off. A couple reasons why. It keeps the water out here. If it gets onto this table, you know, it's got these slats, it'll go down through and it's easy to clean. You're kind of jammed up in here. So this is, I think, what we're going to end up doing. The one thing I will say, and it's not specific to Vistabule, I'm hoping that the companies will start putting in some USB-C ports as well as the USB ports, because so much of what we use now has a USB-C. Yeah, we've got the USBs there, then we got the 12 volt there, and then of course inside you've got 2 USBs and another 12 volt there. And then the other thing, you were talking about the Max fan, I think having the remote on this is really handy. Well, I think the more affordable one is the way to go if you're not sure. You know, we knew when we started that we wanted to teardrop camp. We love tent camping. We've hiked the Appalachian Trail, you know, a lot of parts of it. So we knew we wanted to continue camping, but we didn't want to continue sleeping on the ground. And, you know, so I think the base level one gets you involved. And for most people, if you're not sure, start off with something cheap. I always say, like, buying an elliptical or, you know, a treadmill. If you're not sure if you're going to use it, buy the cheapest model. After a year, if you're using it all the time, then buy something really good. And that's kind of what we did.
this made my day. I really appreciate you taking the time to take you through your new trailer. You know, shout out to Vistabule for just making a work of art, and thank you so much. For
Hey,
sharing
Brian,
with me.
it was nice meeting you in person. I said, I told you the other day, everything I learned about electrical, solar energy, I learned from you. So.